Zane Clodfelter with Otters TV, here with former Otter Josh Allen. And Josh, I know you had a pretty successful year last year with the St. Paul Saints, winning your American Association title, the second in your professional baseball career. What type of season was it for you, and how special was it to win another title?
Oh, it was great. Anytime you win a title, it definitely is special. And in 16 in Evansville was my first one, and just winning one is good enough, but winning two obviously is pretty special. But we had a great group of guys, great coaching staff, and the playoffs were absolutely crazy, and as most playoff series are. But in terms of just going back and forth, that was probably the most crazy playoff series I've ever had. But we pulled it out at the end, and it was definitely very special, especially because St. Paul hadn't won one in, I think it was 15 years. So being able to bring it back to St. Paul was pretty special.
Yeah, and I'm sure now the bummer for you is off of a American Association title in 2019. I'm sure you and your teammates were ready to get out and going in 2020, and with this situation, obviously you can't. How have you tried to adjust and just to adapt to the ever-changing situation?
Just trying to take it day by day and just kind of, not get too aggravated at the fact I can't, we're not playing right now, and just know that there's things that you can control and there's things that you can't, and just trying to control what you can control. And obviously I wish, we were out there playing, and, we're missing a lot, our ring ceremony, and, big year for us coming off a championship season. But, you can't control it. Best thing you could do is just take care of today and, hope for something better tomorrow. So still waiting for that phone call to see what the future will hold for 2020. So just trying to stay prepared as I can.
And if there is no baseball in 2020, would you then, try to play in 2021, or have you thought about that yet?
I definitely try to play in 2021 for sure. I don't know. It's just I've dedicated my entire life to baseball, and it's not very easy to walk away, even though I'm getting to be an old man. So I'm living it out as long as I can.
Yeah, and then how have you tried to stay in baseball shape? I know you're in Florida, so Florida facilities have reopened a lot earlier than a lot of the other parts of the country. But before those facilities reopened, what were you trying to do just to stay in shape in case that phone call came that it was time to play ball?
You just you got to use your imagination. I kind of just created some things, used a little ingenuity, and I have a net and some tees and some baseballs at home that I just hit off the tee, and I throw into a net. And workout wise, I live on a ranch, so there's a lot of heavy things around here, and I grab cinder blocks and throw cinder blocks and, run, and pretty much anything that, can mimic as much of strength training or stuff you would do in the gym as possible. But you just have to kind of get creative, and my method of choice has been cinder blocks. So.
Okay. Hey, if it works, it works. Now, obviously, you've played in the Mets organization since your time in Evansville, and now you've played for the St. Paul Saints. Do you ever talk to your teammates post Evansville and tell them, about some of your experiences and memories at Bossy Field, and the fact that you played in a ballpark, so old and historic?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I talk to them about it all the time. It's a super special place to play, and it's got such prestige and such history. Guys all around baseball know about Bossy Field, whether it be from, watching a league of their own, or just being, big baseball fans and knowing about it. There's so many big name players, or big name coaches, everything that have stepped foot on that field, that is definitely a very recognizable place that guys definitely want to hear stories about what it's like to play there. And, I played there for 4 seasons, and it was some of the best 4 years of my life, where I was fortunate enough to have some of the greatest experiences in my life on that field. So it's definitely easy to tell stories about it.
Yeah. And then finally, your name is still brought up, so often at the ballpark by fans, by the people who work for the team, just because of how special 2016 was, winning the Frontier League championship. But then on top of that, you were the Frontier League MVP, the most valuable player. So what message do you have to the fans who enjoyed watching you now, and who are enjoying watching your progress with St. Paul?
I hope I made y'all proud. I mean, I'll never forget whenever I told, whenever Andy saw me at the tryout and, we were talking about, maybe getting me to Evansville to play. And, being that I was some no-name guy coming out of a tryout, I mean, nobody really knew who I was. And I told Andy, I said, I promise you, if you give me a jersey, I'll be the hardest working player that you've ever had. And I tried to kind of demonstrate that with, how hard I worked and how dirty I always tried to be after every game. Not the biggest guy in the world, but I play as hard as I can. But it was so special to play in front of them. And if there's anything I want to be remembered for by the Evansville fans is always being one of the hardest players on the field every game. I've made kind of a promise to myself that after every game I wanted to be the dirtiest guy. And I always tried to kind of bring that to the park every day and kind of give it my all. And I appreciate everything they did for me and, the fans and everybody in Evansville, all the way down, Miss B, my host mom, I basically became part of their family and everything about Evansville. It's so family oriented, from the front office to the coaching staff to the players, the host families, everybody. And that's something that's very hard to find in, any level of baseball, any baseball team you've been with. And whenever I look at Evansville, I look at it kind of collectively as a whole, as a family. And it's definitely a very special place. And I'll always love the fans and hope that they will always love me in return.
Once an Otter, always an Otter, right?
Absolutely. Once an Otter, always an Otter. Otter Nation, Water Cats.
There you go. He's Josh Allen, former Frontier League MVP 2016 and a Frontier League champion. I'm Zane Clodfelter. This has been Otters TV.